10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion, Messi is better than me, but in my mind, I'm better than him.
I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Like scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy a car, hard cards, so you can tat it up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up,
Yes, guys, I'm sorry. Well,
just muted yourself.
The wire come out. The home of Rhodri Giggs on football.
Amateur.
Welcome. I was fiddling with it, trying to move it. We are
amateur.
Download. Well, we'll talk about amateur hour now when we talk about your golf. We'll talk about that in just a second. We'll need some counselling to get you through. But you can also download the audio versions of this podcast, all the other shows we do, as well as all the content from Cardiff City World at the Sports Social Podcast Network. Just search Ace Podcast Nation, and a whole host of series and channels appear, as well as loads of other podcasts, which they do with some big names from the sporting world. But as ever, we are going to talk about all the latest news and transfers and stuff that's going on in the world of football. But most importantly, we're going to give some championship predictions, talk about the championship season, because every person under the sun along social media and YouTube have all got Cardiff in the bottom half, relegation, all this, not doing their research whatsoever, but we'll discuss that in a minute. It's poor punditry, I got to say. But as ever, I'm joined by the man himself. He is an ex-Bangor City, ex-Aberystwyth Town, ex-FC United, ex-Salford City, Mosley, and a whole host of other clubs. He used to be an extraordinary golfer. He is now just above average. It is none other than Mr. Rhodri Giggs. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good. Any golfer will know you can have 17 good holes, but that one bad hole could just kill you round totally. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening in a minute. So
the problem is, right? It's like if you put it in football terms for you, it's the game's 90 minutes in it, or 94 minutes. It's not 89 or 88 or 45. Yeah. And the problem you've got, and I think maybe I can help you with this a little bit, because very level-headed, very composed under pressure. I feel like
advice to a person who mutes himself as he starts the program.
What you need is you need to believe in yourself. You need to, when you wake up in the mirror, you need to look in the mirror, and you just need to be like, I am Rhodri Giggs, and I believe in. I am a good golfer, and that'll get you through.
I have that. It's just me putting stroke at the minute. Me putting stroke at the minute, and yeah, not
jitters.
Good. I'm reading lines, but I'm not. Yeah, it's not good at the minute. Putting.
And the problem, what I don't want to happen for you, mate, is because you were poor last week as well. Is there's 2 weeks?
I didn't say I was poor this week.
2 weeks in a row where you've
two under par, so it's it's average.
2 weeks in a row, though, mate. Okay, don't come back next week.
No, last week was below average. This week, just average.
Okay,
you're not listening. You
mute
yourself.
Small improvement, maybe. But
you mute yourself again.
No,
you're not listening.
I'm good. I'm just going to keep talking. I'm not listening. I'm just talking. No, but I think basically what I'm saying is, when you come back next Thursday, I want to hear back on form.
Right, swiftly moving on to second-rate football. We talk about Cardiff or what?
No, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to say that's the best to last, mate. Come on.
on.
Save the best to last. First thing I want to talk about is Dominic Solanke. He's gone to Spurs, or going to Spurs, for £65 million. Is that a good move for him? Is that a good move for Spurs? Is that going to be the difference maker for Spurs?
It's a great move for him. Well, is it a great move for Tottenham? He seems to have scored a lot. The problem you've got is he's not proven. So say like you go off the year before and you think, look at Marcus Rashford and think, wow, what a player. And then you see him this year and think, that's what you might see. But it's, the prices are crazy at the minute, aren't they? 65 million. Would you have rather gone for Tony?
Well, apparently
Probably.
Ivan Toney is going to cost, if United won Ivan Toney, I saw the other day, they was going to cost them 40 million. Surely that can't be right. That Ivan Toney would be 40.
He's only got a year left, so.
But even so, mate, I think there's a massive difference. Not just,
Yeah,
I think Ivan Toney's better, but he's also more proven in terms of season after season after season scoring goals.
It might get in you 20 goals a season, might be that the difference for you earning 150 million, 200 million from staying up. So I get it.
Yeah. Like, do you think it's the difference between Spurs, for instance, just missed out on top 4 last year? Is he something which could take them to next level, top 4, maybe even competing in that top 3?
He could be. He's tall, athletic. The problem you've got is at Liverpool, you can't really judge him on it because when you've played, some players can just come in straight away and hit the ground. Some players need games and a run of games, and he never really got that at Liverpool. He's got it at Bournemouth, and he started scoring a few goals. So maybe a better team, if he's getting these chances, it's just higher stakes now. It's just, we'll wait and see. Like I say, he's got everything to be a top striker. He's just, now he's got his chance. So it's an interesting one, and just to wait and see. Needs a good start. Needs to hit the ground running. Score early at the lane or wherever it's called now. Hit the ground running because they're good supporters there. If you score a few goals and the crowd get behind you there, they're a decent crowd. So, the jury's out.
I think,
but he's got everything to be that.
Yeah, and I think having James Maddison as the kind of the 10 behind him, the creator, is not going to do him any harm.
Son as well.
Yeah.
Not selfish player. So
they got that winger as well, haven't they? The British. What's his name? I've forgotten his name. But they got a couple of decent sort of attacking wide players, creative players. So you can see him getting chances. He's just, like you say, if he can take them early and get those goals. Just looking, I thought for some reason I had it in my head that he was quite like he'd missed quite a lot of games through injury, but actually he's been quite consistent. So 2021 he played 40 games in the Championship, scored 15. 2022 he played 48 games. Played 48 games, scored 29 goals. 46, 48. Played 48 in all competitions and scored 30 in 21-22. So, yes, he's in the Championship a couple of seasons, but I mean, he did it in the Premier League then last year, didn't he? So, season 23, he played 35 games, scored 6, and then obviously last year again played a good chunk of games. What did he play last year?
Different kind of pressure now. Is that a bigger club, a bigger expectations, a different kind of pressure where Bournemouth, probably just keeping away from the playoffs. I mean, the relegation. Now Tottenham, they're looking higher, top 4, but I like their Tottenham's manager as well. So, like I say, the jury's out, but I suspect he'll do well if he gets a good start. If he doesn't, then it could be a rocky start for him. It's always good to hit the ground running. Remember the strikers coming at Old Trafford when they hit the ground running. Remember Ruud van Nistelrooy, Andrew Cole, Dwight York, even Henrik Larsson when he come on loan first game, hit the ground running. So. Yeah, you need to do that, and then get the crowd behind you, and you're your confidence up, and you're off then, aren't you?
Yeah, it'd be interesting with Spurs because I think there's a bit of an opportunity for them this year to push on. Because I think Liverpool might take a bit of time under their new manager. God knows what United will be like. Arsenal, I think, are going to be right up there. Man City is an interesting one. Like, I want to talk about them a little bit. Do you think that Man City might be feeling the pinch of that financial fair play because they've just sold Julian Alvarez out of the blue? Big money, 80 million for a backup striker is quite mad. But I mean, he's very, very good. Every time he played, he looked good. Are you surprised they sold him though, or not because of the money involved?
60 odd million for him. He's
80 million.
No, 64 million, 17 more after add-ons. So they've got to do a lot of shit to get that 17 million.
So what was it? 60. Sick of even.
Let's be factual correct. Not let's not. Yeah.
Don't want to be buying into the hyperbole. I mean,
64 million for him who's not getting paid, what, 14, 17, whatever they paid for him, million.
Yeah, 17.
That's a bargain. It's a very, very, very good business. He's not going to affect them.
It's weird, though. Do you know what? I always think they look better when he plays up front than when they play with Haaland up front. Don't get me wrong, Haaland's a machine and goal scorer, but as a team, I always think they look more natural with him through the middle. But either way,
possibly because Haaland at the minute is a set of railings, isn't he? His touch is bad, so yeah, possibly.
But it's an interesting one for sure. I wonder whether they're feeling a little bit of like they got to get there. All teams have got to do it, haven't they? They've got to get their sort of their books balanced and stuff this time of year. Obviously, Alex Robertson, a young player from Manchester City, signed for Cardiff this week for 3 million, and 1.75 up front and possibly up to 3 million. Exceptional young player. Very excited to see him at Cardiff, I've got to say. Having watched him at Portsmouth on loan last year, was very, very big part of them getting promoted. So excited to see him. What was the other? Wolves have signed Gary O'Neill to a new contract, 4 years. Well-deserved deal, mate.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He'll get a top job, him. He's very diligent. Very diligent. Obviously played the game at a high level. But, I like it. Like when he talks sense, doesn't talk bullshit, calls out people when people need to be called out. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
Interestingly, on the same day they announced that, Chelsea have agreed. So yesterday it seemed like Osimhen was going to Chelsea. Like it looked very much like that was going to happen. And then all of a sudden today, Chelsea have agreed a 54 million deal for Neto from Wolves. And look, Chelsea do need a winger. I'm surprised they've gone for him for that price.
How do they need anything other than the striker?
Well,
the amount of money they spend.
I mean, they shouldn't need anything. Let's be honest. The amount of money they've spent, but my point being that they were kind of looking at a winger. But I'm surprised they've gone for him at that price because he was.
Well, they've just got 35 million for Gallagher. That's just gone through today or like yesterday.
Mad deal. Never understand. Yeah, he'll do well. Mine there.
Do very well in that system. He's got legs. In that Diego Simeone system, he'll do very well.
I mean, the one thing with Neto is he can play like right, left in the 10. He can even play up front. But I think it depends what system he's going to play at Chelsea, I guess, the new manager.
Anyone from Chelsea watching this, they've bought a striker yet?
No. Well, this is it, isn't it?
Hello?
This makes no sense.
Hello?
Striker?
What's his name?
What, new manager?
Yeah, no, the chairman, the owner. What's his name?
Oh, Bowley,
yeah. Hello? Striker. Hello? Who score goals? Most important thing.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? When they're spending money like it's going out of fashion, and they haven't bought like an Osimhen or a striker, it's very strange to me. Like, that they haven't just splashed out on someone, whether it is Osimhen or is someone else. It just they spend so much money and they haven't bought a striker, and it's weird.
Tony would be perfect.
Yeah, it's mad, mate, isn't it?
That's not Chelsea.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure on Enzo? Is it Maresca, the manager? Because obviously Pochettino was kind of sacked a bit out of blue, which is not unusual, I guess, for Chelsea.
You're under pressure. Place like that. That's unpredictable.
Squad, mate, haven't they? The mad squad is mad. Like
when Pochettino seemed to have cracked it. It took him like 8-9 months, but he seemed to have got what he's, and then he gets the bullet. So yeah,
this squad is crazy, mate.
Just
like
won championship, got no experience in Premier League, but you know he's worked with Pep, so maybe
he must be good. Yeah, there's definitely an element of that around, but
people forget Eric Ten Hag worked with Pep for like 2 or 3 years, but
but you know, no one's allowed to like Man United, mate, or like you're not allowed to like. You got to criticize them at all times. It's funny though because I tell you, Will makes a great point. West Ham having a good window, mate, and I think West Ham might be that surprise package a little bit this year.
There's a few teams that I thought,
especially if they get Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well, mate. I think. Do you know? I think they should sign on top of who they've signed. Like they signed Todibo, which is interesting because he was going to United until UEFA put a stop to it. So he's decent. He's very, very good defender. He's super good on the ball. But you've got like the West. They're moving out Zuma. He's going to the UAE, and they brought in Todibo. So that's an improvement. They've been linked with Trippier. They've been linked with Trevor Chalobah. They've been linked with even Mats Hummels as an experienced free agent.
McTominay.
Mate, that's what I was going to say. Do you know what I think West Ham should sign, and I think would do absolute madness for him is Scott McTominay. I think he'd do really good at Fulham as well, by the way, because I think if you put him in a team where he's the big fish, not like at United where he's not, I actually think that will go and excel. I think he can go and be a leader of a team like that. And I'd be really, it's going to be interesting where he go. I mean, Fulham are taking a mick a bit, mind, because they paid like 35 million for what's his head from Arsenal, Emile Smith-Rowe, who hasn't kicked a football in about a year, and then they tried to offer 20 million for Scott McTominay, who'd scored 10 goals in the Premier League last year. So, but you know, clubs are trying to manage it.
He's 30-40 million easy. 10 goals, 10 goals a season midfielder.
Yeah, and I think
he probably will do. He didn't play enough to play more games. He probably would have scored more. You know, for a squad player and to dip in and out, I'd still keep him because even though I thought we get rid, but no, he's Man United. You know, he gives you everything, even when he plays. But so yeah, I'd keep him. Change my mind.
I agree with you to a certain extent on the football side of things. The problem you've got is United need to raise a bit of money and they need to bring money in to balance the FFP and all this. And with McTominay, if you sell him for 30 million, but if you sell McTominay for 30 million, he's an academy player, so it all goes into the kind of the transfer books, if you like. And I think that's why they'll sell him, because I think Ten Hag likes him as a backup as well. But I think they'll sell him and try and bring in like Rabiot or something like that. It's interesting to me, mate, because I think West Ham, I think if they sign Hummels for obviously a free agent, I think he'd be a great signing.
He's 48.
He's 35, mate, but he's been linked. You know, footballers these days, 30, especially a centre back, 35 is not too bad. And I think he's been linked with Brighton and West Ham.
I disagree for that position.
See, I think he'd be a great signing for West Ham or Brighton.
He's a big fella.
Yeah, he's a big boy, but may have seen the shape he's in. Like he's not.
I'm not saying he's not fit. Come on, I'm just saying sharpness.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he might get done by some of the pacey strikers, but then is there many like lightning quick centre forwards in the Premier League at the moment? Strikers.
I'm talking about people cutting in more.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but then West Ham have also signed Nicholas Fulkrug, the striker. I think that was a clever signing. Although I didn't realise he was so old. He's like not old, but I didn't realise he was 31. I thought he was younger than that. But a bit of a late bloomer in terms of getting his name out there. It looked good in the Euros, mate. For Germany, Fulkrug did, and I think again he's a bit of an old school striker, and I think he'll do quite well for West Ham. So, who else do you think, just before we switch to a championship, mate, and kind of look towards finishing up, who do you think in the Premier League has done good business so far? You said a couple caught your eye.
I think Brighton have gone under the radar, done some good business. West Ham. I've not really been, I've been just proper switched off from football. The minute I'm on the Olympics, so obviously keeping me out in pre-season. There's not much happening, is there?
Yeah, well, it kicks off now, doesn't it? This weekend, the championship starts, and
No, I mean signings and stuff like that. It's not been.
Yeah, it just seems to be starting to get moving, doesn't it? You had a few today.
You need one to kick it all off.
And
big one to kick it all off.
Not Ornstein. What's the other one? One of the reputable journalists tweeted earlier that United are going to sign De Ligt and the fullback from Bayern next week before the end of August. So, I think it's all going to start moving now with transfer wise. And Pepe retired, mate. 41. Finished at the Euros.
Old school, proper centre half. There's one of the rare ones that at his age didn't 41. Really get outdone for sharpness.
Well, it's a question for you, mate. Right? Does he like sometimes people forget how good he was as a defender and a footballer because he's got that. Don't they?
Same with Sergio Ramos. Them two together. Oh, you'd fucking hate to play against them two together. I bet they were horrible. And don't get on the wrong side of one of them because they just both come at you then. So. Yeah, it must have been. I think the only one that probably went against was that Diego Costa, but he was mad anyway. So
he was cracker.
Yeah, top player. Real Madrid, Champions Leagues coming out of his ears, titles coming out of his ears, the Euros. Yeah, started with Ronaldo at a young age. Yeah, top player.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think sometimes people get lost in the aggression and the shithousery that they used. Though both those players you mentioned they're renowned for it. But actually, people forget how good they were defensively and how good they were on the ball. And
you don't mind some of the shithousery that he did. It's the diving about and the
yeah. Do you know? Funny enough, just as we switch to the championship, someone on Twitter mentioned that Cardiff should sign Brandon Williams because he's on a free and he left United. And I said to my mate earlier, I said if Cardiff signed Brandon Williams, I'd be absolutely thrilled. One, he's a good fullback, especially for the championship. He'd be really good. He'd become a cult hero in about a week because he's super aggressive. He's a proper shithouse as well. And I think I like players like that because fans get behind those types of players. They become cult heroes straight away, don't they? Because of the passion that they show.
The area he's from in Manchester is, there's characters around there. So,
but. And it gets lost. Even for me, I know, watched him a little bit, but I'm focusing on the fact that he's aggressive and he's a bit of a shithouse. But actually, he's a decent fullback.
For that level, he is. I reckon. Yeah, for that level, yeah.
I think he did.
And he'd probably do okay if he got promoted. So
he's one of them.
A bit older, might mature a little bit. So. Yeah, it'd be a good signing, mate. On a free as well, and he's been released, so he's on a free.
By United,
So
there's a few. Look, Cardiff City done some real good business. Got El Ghazi, Robertson in now. Callum.
What could they afford? What would the money be looking at?
So they've only spent money so far on.
No, I mean his wages. So if you get him for free, what would his wages be?
On Williams. Williams, he'd probably be on $20,000 a week. I would have thought, because he's. Which is, it's quite a lot in there for the championship club, really. But we haven't really spent a great deal of money yet. Like this summer, we've bought in players.
That's what I'm saying. You get him on a free as well, so his wages would be up there, wouldn't they?
It's not very often that I'm optimistic and positive about Cardiff going into the season. But I honestly, mate, I'm so optimistic because we've addressed a lot of the issues we had last year. In terms of tactics and in terms of the players we've brought in. And if you look at the players that we've brought in, they're of a certain quality that's going to improve the starting lineup, which then makes the squad deeper. And once El Ghazi's fit, I was speaking to a Villa fan the other day, and he was just saying when they were in the championship with El Ghazi, he was unplayable. Teams just couldn't deal with him. So hopefully we see the best version of him. But all these bloody YouTube channels and podcasts and social media and championship accounts, they've all got Cardiff in the bottom half in their predictions. And one thing I can say with I'm very confident about is that Cardiff will not be in a relegation battle this year. If they are, then we deserve all the criticism that we get because we've got a good, deep squad full of quality players, especially for the championship level. So if we end up in that sort of battle, then it's going to be self-inflicted. But I think Leeds are going to run away with the league, mate, unfortunately, which kind of pains me to say. They got an excellent squad. Excellent
even though they've got rid of Archie Gray, Somerville.
Yeah, mate, they've got flipping Ampadu and Jordan James in midfield, and what's his head? They made this so deep. I'll bring up their squad now. It's ridiculous.
Not Burnley, no.
No, I think Burnley will be up there, but I think they might struggle initially just without Bellamy and company there. They've been so focused on those two over the last
I disagree.
few years.
I think Scott Park will walk it.
I don't know, mate.
It's my opinion. Very good coach.
No, I'd like
that level.
I think, I think people forget, like, in the Championship, Scott Parker's record is excellent, but it was when he went in. But his last job in the Premier League obviously didn't go as well for him. But actually, in the Championship, he's proven and he's very, very good. So, I don't think I'm not saying they're going to be
have proven in that league and have won it by a cancer. So,
yeah, you've got like Daniel James and people like that who are probably too good for the Championship, but maybe not quite up there in the top level of the Premier League. And there are a lot of good players. Sorry, that was referring to Leeds, Daniel James. I just think Burnley will be up there, mate. I think
right, a little friendly bet then that Burnley finish above Leeds.
No, mate, not happening. Leeds.
Oh, just a hunch, just a friendly bet. No money on it. Just
yeah.
Don't take your money off, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to win again on Super Six. So that's just.
Is this?
I'm going to keep that up there.
No, I can't even have.
I'll just keep that up there. Super Six champ. Boom.
Yeah, bloody ridiculous. Right, while Will's in the chat, Will, when's the Super Six start? We got to start a new season because Rhodri's.
Well, I met Will. He was at the thing. I met him.
He's you're a one-season wonder, aren't you? You only done it one season. A bit like your golf. Outside. Kind of turn up now and again.
Don't even get me started on the FPL because you know what they're seeing.
I'll try this year.
Here comes all the bollocks because you were shit on it.
I'll just do it. I'll try it. I'll try it. I just forget about it.
When you try it, because you're rubbish at it, you just ignore it and leave it. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, I just left it.
Garbage at it, so I won't do it. Next year, I didn't do it. I forgot about it. I'm busy. Blah blah blah. No, you're shit at it, and you're just going to get battered like you did on Super Six.
You are, mate.
But anyway, go on.
Come back to me when you can do it for more than one season.
I will do this season. Watch.
Oh, you say that, but how many times you
can forget? Easy work. I ran by a canter last year. You're not switched on enough. You got too much going on.
Yeah, that's that. Now that is true. That is true. There's so much going on that I don't know what day it is half the time. It's it's good to be busy, man. It's good to be busy. Right, we'll finish off with some Championship predictions for the weekend. But where do you think Cardiff City will finish this year, mate? Just while I bring the league.
Told you 7th, 8th, 6th, 5th, around that in the battle. Them 4 spots. Come back to the end of the season and play this, and he was right.
Never. Right. Trying to get the bloody Championship fixtures. It's not loading. Right, here we go. Championship fixtures. So Cardiff City playing flipping 12:30 tomorrow. Bit of a ball.
Oh, they're playing tomorrow, really?
Yeah, 12:30.
I've lost days, because I'm off.
I know. Well, we also normally do it on a Thursday as well, don't we? So that throws me. Right, so there's 2 Championship games on at the moment.
Today, then, didn't it? Blackburn are winning 1-0.
Blackburn are winning 1-0 and Preston are losing to Sheffield United. So we'll just do a loose prediction. How do you think those games will finish? I think Blackburn will win that 2-1. And I think Preston will get a draw against Sheffield United.
I think it'll be the way around.
Okay.
Sheffield United will see it out and Derby will get a goal for a draw.
So all of the Saturday games in the Championship
kick off at 12:30. It started this weekend then, yeah.
Yeah, they all kick off at 12:30, the Saturday games in the Championship, because they're now available on Sky
See how you didn't
Sports
tell
Plus.
me? You're sneaky, you.
Well, I don't think the Super 6 starts this weekend.
All right, sweet.
I think it starts when the Premier League starts. But
Oh, yeah, of course.
yeah, we'll just put in the comments. Yeah, next weekend. So we'll be
week.
raising money for charity again, which is obviously the main thing. But in terms of the fixtures, we got Hull City versus Bristol City first up. I think Hull are going to have a real good season actually. So I'm going to go with a.
I don't. I hope they get relegated.
I hope they do, but I think Hull are going to have a good season. They made some real good signings.
Sacking the manager 7th or 8th, whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, wasn't it? Where did he go? Has he gone anywhere? Yeah,
he's gone abroad somewhere. We talked about it.
We talked about it, didn't we?
Stoke Bucharest or something like that.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, he went abroad. I remember now. Mate, I just flipping Rosinia. Where did he go? That's gonna bug me. I gotta find out. Strasbourg, is it? Yeah,
Strasbourg. That's it. Yeah, Strasbourg. So that Germany, that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he'll do well there.
Decent league.
Good manager, mate.
Yeah. So, who have you got? Hull City versus Bristol.
Hull City versus Bristol. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Bristol win 3-0.
Oof. I'm going to go 2-1 Hull. Leeds United versus Portsmouth. Oh, that's going to be in it. Portsmouth will be bang up for that. I'm going to go
3-1. It's over Leeds. 3-1. They'll be marching all together to the shithole that is Ellen Road.
Borough versus Swansea. Nah, the Jack's going down this year. 3-0 Borough.
2-0 Borough.
Millwall Watford.
1-0 Millwall.
Ooh, I'm going to go 1-1 there. Oxford United, newly promoted at home to Norwich City.
I'm going to go and
2-1 Oxford, me.
I'm going to go 3-2. An old pal of mine, his son, plays for Oxford United.
Who's that?
Cameron Brannigan.
Okay.
Centre midfielder. So watch out for him. He's not bad.
Well, yeah. You got a couple of ex-Cardiff players as well, Mark Harris and
Oxford 3-2.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to go Oxford 2-1. I fancy him to get the first game. And QPR versus West Brom. Oh, it's got draw written all over it.
Yeah, I was going to say 1-1. I'm going to 2-1 West Brom.
I'll go 1-0 QPR.
Midland derby or where Potter is.
Stoke versus Coventry.
Potter is Midlands. I'll go Coventry.
Interesting.
Because it won't be a cold and windy night at Stoke. Be nice and warm.
There we go, mate. There we go. I'll go with that. And then we got Cardiff versus Sunderland, obviously. The Mighty Bluebirds kick off the season. Yeah. I'm going to go with a 2-1. I just done my preview and said 2-1 City, so I'll go 2-1 Cardiff there.
I'm going to go 1-0 Cardiff.
The big danger will be Joe Bellingham and Jack Clark, but I think Cardiff have got enough to get a result tomorrow, even with some of the new signings not available. And then Sunday we got Sheffield Wednesday versus Plymouth at 4:00. So I'm going to go with 1-0 Plymouth there. I think Plymouth will do quite well this year. They're my pick to surprise some people.
Yeah, let's go Plymouth 2-1 then. See what Wayne's got.
And then your favourite team, Burnley, away at Luton Town. Go on, Luton. 1-0 Luton.
That's. I forgot about Luton. They could win it, you know.
Yeah,
because there's not going to be a big turnaround there, and a lot of players are going to stay. Yeah, they've lost Barkley, but
the Championship is brutal. Like for killing.
Yeah, but Luton have experienced in it, and they've been there. A lot of players have them been. So,
well, I mean, for me, I'm optimistic.
I've got to stick with Burnley. I've got to stick with Burnley. No, 2-1 Burnley.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Luton. Yeah, all my optimism in the Championship. Like, come see me in 2 weeks, and I'll probably be fucking broken because it is unforgiving and it is brutal. But it's my favourite league to watch. It's phenomenal stuff. But that's our Championship predictions. Let us know who you think is going to win a Championship this year. And lastly, mate, do you think Sky Sports Plus is a good or a bad thing? So basically, you can watch every Championship game on Sky Sports Plus. It's what the red button used to be, I think, or certainly a good chunk of the games.
Is that through the whole season? That?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's every game, but it's a large percentage. However, what it means is a lot of the championship games on a Saturday are all being played at 12:30 instead of 3 o'clock, which obviously has a massive effect on the match-going fans. But let's be honest, the FA and the EFL and all these people do not give a flying fuck about.
Would you not prefer a 12:30 kickoff?
Well, I wouldn't, because I would then not be. I'd like, so tomorrow I can't go because it's a 12:30 kickoff.
Why?
Because my boy plays football.
What time do you play football?
Well, at the time we'd normally get away from there by about 12, and then I've got to like drop off kids, and no chance of getting there by 12:30. So it's a difficult one.
It's just unfortunate. 12:30, you get out at 3 o'clock. It's a bit,
yeah.
It's like we're getting out at 5 o'clock. It's tea time. Yeah, I understand. I know what you mean. It's always been 3 o'clock. So, but money talks, mate. Money talks.
Money talks. I see. The Peterborough chairman was on Talk Sport the other day, and he was saying about
another owner who likes his
money.
The sound of his own voice.
Yeah, well, mate, he was saying about like they're going to play a championship game and a Premier League game in America, like one a year, and he was saying like fans need to get a grip, don't be moaning, because they're basically what he was saying is they need to grow the brand of the championship in America so that they then can create like a Netflix for championship, and then they can get because the TV deals are so shit, according to him, that they'd be better if they could have some sort of streaming.
Shit for him. It may happen, but
Oh, mate, we've been saying for a long time about like a Netflix
all that
style
bollocks. We're not the NFL. We're traditional.
That's it, mate.
It's just
3 o'clock kickoff.
Just a load of bollocks to me. What he just says there. We're not the NFL. It works well at the NFL.
Yeah.
Fucking. You play New York, and then you're in New York, and you've got to play San Francisco. It's a fucking 8-10 hour flight. So it's no different than just going to London. So it's a bit different. Here, half an hour, 40 minutes, you're on the other side of the country. 8-10 hours for a weekly game that they play over there. They're used to it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. The time difference, it's just for what to get people tired, jet lagged, more injuries, just so some divvy billionaire can get a few extra mil. No, not for me.
This is the thing, mate. And like you say about tradition, I'm out. You say about tradition, though, mate. Right? Is like 3 o'clock kickoff. All the games kick off at 3 on a Saturday. You have one game 5 o'clock Saturday evening, 4 o'clock on a Sunday, Super Sunday, and a lunchtime game. So Sunday and lunchtime game Saturday. That works.
Monday night football.
Monday night.
Even that is copied off the NFL, but that works.
But doesn't it work, right? Where you have the lunchtime kickoff on a Saturday, then you have all the 3 o'clock games where people go to them. Then you have the 5 o'clock game, and that's it. And then Sunday you have a lunchtime game, and you have the 4 o'clock game, and then you have Monday night football, and then you've got the Champions League, and that's how it's gone for years and years and years. It fucking works. So why are they trying to change it? That's what I say. Like these 12:30 kickoffs are going to piss people right off.
Yeah, it will. But money talks, and maybe they're just testing the water. The fans will scream and shout about it because the fans dictate it. At the end of the day, if the fans, if they're not, people aren't going to the grounds because they can't get there, or a lot of people, a lot of kids, or a lot of dads who go take the kids to football, and a lot of kickoffs at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And they can't get there. So if the attendances are down, then you might, it's not a good look when it's on the TV and there's no one in the fucking stadium.
No.
Right. Well, what's at home watching it? So they might be testing the water and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't last very long because, some people, like you say, take the kids to football and they can't do stuff like yourself or other stuff, or people working in work Saturday, work till 12 o'clock and get to and then get ready, go to the football, work till 1 o'clock. And they can't do that. So,
and the other side of it is, mate, is like you lose that generation of kids who would be Cardiff City season ticket holders, say, but they stop going because they want to play football on a Saturday, so they can't go to the games. You lose like that whole kind of generation
Oh,
of future fans, don't you? Because they don't go.
They might be just playing football. They might be playing rugby because it's Wales.
Yeah.
They might play
Yeah,
any sport. They might be. We'll see, mate. I don't see it lasting long. Every single game or most of the games, the majority of the games, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's a madness, mate, isn't it? It's. I hope.
No, don't get me wrong. I see it. I understand if it's Cardiff, Swansea. They don't want them drinking, whatever. Yeah, I understand games like that. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll finish with that. Will says NFL has got 60 years of history. Cardiff City alone has 125 years of history, and we weren't even the founding members of the league. And that's the thing, is like sometimes the EFL and the FA and the Premier League and these guys, they kind of like bin off football fans. They don't care about football fans. They care about their bottom line. And I think sometimes that can be quite like you lose, like you kind of fall out of love with it a bit, and you're just a customer at the end of the day, innit? But on a positive note, the championship is back. The championship is very enjoyable to watch. Still got a sporting integrity, and it's a pretty good footballing experience overall. I've been Si. This is Ace Podcast Nation. Thank you very much to the few hundred people who watched on Twitter and YouTube. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back next Thursday because we're usually on a Thursday. And if you're a Cardiff City fan, make sure you check out Cardiff City World. 7 days a week of content. And if you haven't seen part 1 and 2 of my it's live interview with the new Wales manager, Craig Bellamy, make sure you watch it because it is cracking. And Rhodri Giggs in the crowd, see if you can spot him. Mate, it's been a pleasure as always. In a bit.